Hello, my little geniuses. This is lesson 68 for course 2 on algebraic addition. It's not difficult, but it's a little wacky. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. All right, algebraic addition. Let's focus in on that really good. There you go. All right, so remember our beautiful number line. We love our number line, right? So we have this beautiful number line, and we can see our lovely 0. We can see a positive 3, and we can see a negative 3. And we would say they were what? Well, they're opposite, right? The opposite of 3 is negative 3. The opposite of negative 3 is positive 3. So negative 3 is the opposite of positive 3. So we're going to say this little line here is going to stand for the phrase the opposite of. So the opposite of 3, or the opposite of negative 3, would be 3. That means we can read this as the opposite of 3, the opposite of that 3, which would be 3. What? Okay, watch. The opposite of 3 is negative 3, right? Then the opposite of negative 3 is positive 3. You can also remember that 2 negatives make a positive. Always, always, always. Okay? Now there are 2 ways that we can simplify this, 7 minus 3. We can have the minus sign simply signify subtraction, so 7 minus 3 equals 4. Or we can let the minus sign mean that the 3 is a negative 3 and then add. So we're going to replace that with a plus sign and then include the negative with the 3. So we have 7 plus negative 3, which also equals 4. That's just algebraic addition. All right, so we're just changing that to a plus sign and including that minus or negative sign with the number. Okay? So algebraic addition. We are going to use, remember, it's always called addition. That means we're going to change these. So right as addition, it would be 7 plus, we're going to use our symbols of inclusion, negative 3, or the opposite of 3. So that would really be 7 plus 3 equals 10, right? Because remember, 2 negatives make a positive. So 7 plus 3 equals 10. All right, so here we have a negative 2 minus 5 minus positive 6. We're going to write it as addition, and we're going to use our brackets. So I'm going to write this. When it's out front, you just keep it as is, negative 2. Sorry. Now I'm going to change that to a plus negative 5 plus, I'm going to use my little bracket here now, negative, or the opposite of positive 6. All right? So I have, what is this? 2. So it's a positive 2 plus negative 5 plus, all right, so what is the opposite of positive 6? Negative 6. Okay? Now what I do is I like to group my negatives together. So I'm going to add these right off the bat, and I'm going to get negative 11. And since it's addition, it doesn't matter where I put it, right? So negative 11 plus positive 2. So looking at absolute value, 11 would be larger than 2, right? So 11 minus 2 would be 9. And what is the sign of our largest absolute value number? Negative. So it's going to be negative 9. Okay? Kind of with me? Almost there? Let's do another one. Doesn't matter if we have decimals. Doesn't matter at all. So we're going to change this to an addition sign. So we have negative 1.2 plus the opposite of positive 1.5. Well, let me put the little positive sign. So what's the opposite of positive 1.5? Negative 1.5. So I have negative 1.2 plus negative 1.5. I'm just going to add those together. They have like signs, so I know it's going to be a negative answer. And what's that going to be? 2.7, negative 2.7. Okay? This one was a little bit easier, right? Because we had both negatives. All right. On to your practice set. If I can flip my... Uh-oh. I lost your practice set. All right. That's not good. So the practice set is more of the same, more of this, where you have to change. Uh-oh, no I didn't. Mrs. Van Zalen. Ta-da, it's a miracle. There they are. Okay, so practice set E. Negative 8 plus, that's already a plus sign, so I don't have to do anything to it. Negative 3 minus, ooh, I'm going to change that to a plus sign, positive 2. So let's rewrite that. I have negative 8 plus negative 3. I'm going to change this now to a plus and include this negative, or the opposite of positive 2. So what's the opposite of positive 2? Negative 2. So I have negative 8 plus negative 3 plus negative 2, which equals negative what? 13. Okay, negative 13. Not too shabby. All right, next one. This is already a plus sign, so we're going to leave that be, but this one, uh-oh, it's minus. We don't like that. So I'm going to rewrite it, my algebraic addition. We have negative 8 plus, I'm going to put it in brackets, the opposite of positive 3 plus negative 2. So what's the opposite of positive 3? Negative 3. All right, so we got negative 8 plus negative 3 plus negative 2. Oh my goodness, this looks just like that one. Yes, it is. So it's going to equal negative 13. Oh, no. What if we have fractions? Easy peasy. Same thing. We're just going to change this to a plus sign and include the negative sign in with this. Ooh, this could be exciting. All right, here we go. Negative 3/5 plus the opposite of 1/5. What's the opposite of 1/5? Oh my goodness. So what do we have when we have two negatives? It's a positive. All right. So I have negative 3/5 plus a positive 1/5. I'm still going to take my greatest absolute value, which is the 3/5, subtract 1/5 from it, and I'm going to have 2/5, right? 3/5 minus 1/5. So I have 2/5, and what's the larger absolute value number? Would be the 3/5, and what's its sign? Negative. So my answer has to be negative. Negative 2/5. And what about if we have decimals? Oh, no worries. Decimals, we're not worried about them at all because we're going to handle it the same way. So we are going to have our negative 0.2 plus, use my bracket, the opposite of positive 0.3. So what's the opposite of a positive? Negative. So I have my negative 0.2 plus now my negative 0.3. And what am I going to get? I'm just adding it. I'm going to get negative what? Negative 0.5. Ta-la! Easy peasy. Now, problem 22 that you're going to be doing, I want you to think, I don't want you to get confused because we have 4 over c equals 3 over 7.5. What? I have a compound fraction here. So just think of this as a decimal. That would be 7.5. So what would that be? You would have 3c, let's go over here, 3c equals, and what is 4 times 7.5? I don't know, let's do it over here. 7.5 times 4, 20, 30, and we go over 1, so it really is 30, look at that. So 3c equals 30. What does c equal then? Well, 3 goes into 30 how many times? 10. See, that was easy. You just need to think of that as a decimal. So here's what you need to do for me. I want you to do practice set A, B, C, and D. Secret word is chocolate. And then for the problem set, I want you to do 1, 2, 5, 9, 10, circle these in your book, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And that's it. Try to do as much of this as you can. We'll do the rest of it at school, but I want you for sure to get that practice done. Okay? Okay. Have a good evening. See ya.